Bungie actually gave a quest that is related to Rite of the Nine that allows you to gather one of 3 different exotics, those being either the Navigator, the Galahorn Catalyst, or Hierarchy of Needs. Now, before we start this build, I am going to mention that it does require you to have the Navigator Catalyst, which allows you to create a grapple tangle, and it is the Strand Titan Navigator grapple build. Now, you can use Syntheseps or Worm Gods with this. However, I personally prefer Worm Gods for the build-up, and it doesn't lose its perk whenever enemies aren't near you, which is the best part. It's really easy to keep this up compared to Syntheseps. So looking at the subclass, we use Blade Fury, Rally Barricade, Frenzied Blade, and Grapple, which Grapple is obviously the backbone to this. We also use Banner of War and Into the Fray for survivability and melee damage increases, also for melee regeneration. For our fragments, we use Thread of Generation, Thread of Fury, Thread of Warding, and Thread of Ascent. Let's take a quick look at the armor mods. Not going to go too much into these. The armor mods are pretty heavily focused on your melee because you're going to be wanting to get those back. And then I also use Explosive Finisher as an emergency case where you do lose your grenade and you need it back. Now, moving into the artifact, it doesn't matter too much. However, you can use different Strand and Void mods however you want. There's mods like Horde Shuttle, which allows you to spawn threadlings from damaging unraveled targets, which you will be doing quite a bit with this build. And then there are also unraveling orbs, which allows you to grant Strand weapons unraveling rounds when picking up an orb or a tangle. Also for stats, I recommend getting your resilience and your strength up for the damage resistance, 30% damage reduction at 100/10 resilience, and also for your class ability regen, and then also 100 strength for your melee regen rate, which is going to be 57 seconds at 10 stacks. Now, anyways, for the gameplay loop, you're going to want to hold the reload button to swap to your Navigator grapple, which will then allow you to use your grapple grenade and grapple to the grapple point from Navigator and follow up with a really strong melee punch. Now, a good combo is to use your 1-2 punch shotgun the enemy. Now, obviously, you need to make sure you proc 1-2 punch by landing nearly every pellet, then followed by the grapple, then followed by the grapple melee. You're going to shotgun, grapple, then grapple melee, and it's going to do an absolute crazy amount of damage, especially if you have Banner of War procced and Worm God Caress stacks procced. Now, this is a less scripted version of my typical build videos. I just wanted to run through a quick build for those of you who have just got the Navigator and are chasing the Navigator Catalyst and also want to have a build that's like genuinely viable in a lot of different activities. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and follow/subscribe for more.